Hello, and thank you for coming back. My name is Bill Gibbons, and this is the first diary entry of this week. "14 days later, still no response from the council, the waste management team. Again, this is the second time they've done this. I am not going to spend every day for the next 2 weeks sending them an email or ringing them and not getting through and arguing with people on the phone that you can't put me through and they can't call me back. This is what I mean. This is why the council needs to deprivatise their numbers. Because people like me cannot get the services. They are restricted from disabled people. Is anyone understanding me? People with my disability have reductions in services. Because if they don't get private calls, they don't get calls from doctors, they don't get calls from councils, they don't get calls from any public organisation. The police, my local team, always call me on a non-private number. My point is, if they can do it, why can't everyone else? My further point is, if they can do it, why don't they just deprivatise their number altogether? I've spent years in the wilderness because public organisations use private numbers. And I'm fed up of it. It's only a small thing to change. So change it. I expect to be compensated for this. This is ridiculous what I'm having to go through. Close to 30 bags of rubbish in there. Another one's going in tonight. I've just emptied the litter tray. And another one will be going in tonight. It is almost up to the height of the shower head. And the shower is in a bath, so imagine how high that is. Anyway. Excuse me. It's probably the smell from the bathroom, boys and girls. Apart from that, nothing really happened today. I've got my census through at the weekend, which needs to be done on the 21st of March. Hurrah! I contacted Thurrock Council today, and they can't accept me unless I've got a close relative in the area. I'm sure between Waltham Forest and Thurrock you can work out some arrangement to get me out of this prison. They seem quite pleasant, the people on the phone at Thurrock. More friendly than the people I've got down at Waltham Forest. Let's put it this way, I put a repair in on the entry system 2 weeks ago. I've not had anyone call me to say what's going on. Or is it because it's the entry system, it's not important, or I'm not important, or something's not important? I did put a complaint about this 5 months ago when I put, or 6 months ago when I put a repair in, and no one got back to me about my complaint. Thank you, Aston. We'll send it over to the council's repair team. Really? I'm asking for the fucking report, and you're sending it over to the council. What's the point in that? People are just fucking liars. I've had enough of it. I honestly have. What else has happened today? I've turned the water in the cistern up a little bit. I think it's up to about 40 odd degrees. You have to be careful when you're using the hot water now. But I think that works better for degreasing stuff. It's only up about 5 degrees, I think. It's not up a lot. But I think it's just at the point where it works as a degreaser now. I've got tabs behind me. Yes, I've switched it around. So left is right and right is left. It's easy to do. I'm using OpenShot I've had to use OpenShot for the last couple of videos that I've put up because it needed. Oh well, the one about the Cuts video about white superiority. That was easier to do in one take and then cut their video in the middle. And my last diary entry, the end was the wrong end. So I had to cut the end off and splice in the end on... It all looks like any other diary entry. So as long as you don't notice the difference, then I'm happy with that. I've played it on the TV and it seems to work fine. A weird moment with the second monitor again this morning. It was working last night, wouldn't work this morning. I don't know what the hell was wrong with it. I turned off all the power management features on the USB port. And then I turned off the S3 sleep feature in the BIOS, UEFI. And then it suddenly started working. So I don't know why that was suddenly disabled or enabled. It was alright last night and I haven't changed it since I turned it off and turned it on. So maybe it's a Windows thing? Maybe there was an update and it got reapplied this morning? I don't know. Drives me up the wall. This is why I always prefer Linux or whatever you call it. You know where you are with an open source operating system. Only reason I'm using Windows, and well, there's two reasons I'm using Windows. One, OBS works better under Windows than it did under Linux. There was no browser source, for instance, under Linux. Although, having said that, I don't really use browser sources anymore. And two, there's no real client for OneDrive, and I rely on OneDrive. So I've had to go back to Windows just for OneDrive. There's no point looking at other things because I'm paying for subscriptions on Microsoft Office anyway. So I might as well keep the terabyte I've got with Microsoft and just use Microsoft. Windows 10 is pretty good. Will give you that. But it's just when Windows does these odd little things that didn't seem to happen under Linux. I really don't know. I've got my fingers crossed that Chris might come through with something about the move. There's got to be a way out of this predicament. I've done nothing wrong. And yet I'm imprisoned in my flat. I can't get out for fear of my neighbours shouting at me. I know it sounds pathetic, but that's the sort of person I've turned into. When you live on your own and you've got no one supporting you, you are liable to be bullied. And when the bullies use the police against you, what can I say? I can't lie, especially not to the police. I haven't had anything back from the police since I sent them the video of the police visiting me, in which they said that they'd asked me about various things, and they didn't. They was only here for 90 seconds, didn't even cross my threshold. And then they're supposed to have come down on the 3rd and discussed all this with me as well. And I don't remember anyone coming down a few days later. Don't think of anyone out since I reported my thing Saturday week, so I've asked the police for their evidence. I've sent them my evidence. I've asked them for theirs. Let's see if they actually take that to heart and send me a copy. I don't know what else to do. I see CBS are redoing The Cage again. Oh my god. Or is it The Menagerie? I can't remember. I think it's the Menagerie. Excuse me. At least my teeth are cleaner now. Now I've got some sort of system to keep my toothbrush head. I take my toothbrush head and put it in the bathroom cabinet, so I can clean my teeth properly every night now and every morning. So they don't feel too bad now. I am quite neurotic about my teeth, and not being able to get the rubbish makes it even worse. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. I've got today's one that I've uploaded, diary entry, to Subtitle. I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll do this tomorrow, but put yesterday's one, which I've done this morning, up tomorrow, and this one will go up the day after. Oh my god. I'm going out of my head. I'm losing track of which day is which. I just have to make sure that I upload and put the thumbnails up before I do the next one, because otherwise I lose my thumbnails. They're all automatically generated. I don't do a lot of work on these videos now. It's the way I like the system. I suppose I'll speak to you tomorrow. Have a good night, people.